Let's get the rest of the business news now. And the British pharmaceuticals firm AstraZeneca says that a takeover offer from the US Pfizer undervalues the company and has urged shareholders to take no action on that. Well, the firm's value, though, has rocketed since news of the latest approach broke this morning. You see, up there 15.5%. It's been as high as up 18%. If it goes through, it will be one of the largest ever pharmaceutical deals and the biggest ever takeover of a UK firm by a foreign company. But shares in the combined firm would be listed on the New York Stock Exchange rather than London. Well, James Hay is a pharmaceutical industry expert from the investment firm Brewin Dolphin, and he's here now. Pfizer seems to want AstraZeneca. AstraZeneca doesn't seem to be interested. Why not?
I think AstraZeneca at the moment fundamentally believes that its company is undervalued. Pascal Soriot, the chief executive of AstraZeneca, has expressed multiple times faith in his cardiovascular portfolio, in his newly up and running diabetes franchise, and also in some of the cancer oncology assets that Pfizer seems to be quite interested in.
It's part of the problem, though, that because of all of this talk, the share price has shot up. So Pfizer was going to offer 30% premium over the share price. It was already risen 15% just on talks of the takeover. So it doesn't look like such a great deal now. Yeah,
well, we would imagine, Pfizer has remained committed to offering AstraZeneca very attractive terms. We would imagine the approach that was made on Friday was probably close to £49–50 a share. And with AstraZeneca currently where they are now, I think shareholders would probably be looking in the sort of mid-50s, really, before they start properly considering a bid from Pfizer.
Now, what happens now? Because we've got until May the 26th, haven't we, before this formal offer has to be tabled or withdrawn. If AstraZeneca's still not interested, we're getting into hostile takeover territory, aren't we?
We are, and that would mean, obviously, both companies would have to, well, Astra would have to draw up a defence document, and that may involve something such as a merger of equals. There's a company, Amgen, for example, that AstraZeneca and Amgen, they've collaborated on a few, and perhaps that could be an interesting sort of parent to Pfizer. Otherwise, a white knight, only Sanofi, really, I can think of, would be a sort of compatible match, but I wouldn't think that's particularly likely.
Because hostile takeovers can often leave a bitter taste in the mouth, can't they? We had Kraft taking over Cadbury a number of years ago, and they made certain promises about jobs, and those promises weren't kept. I mean, do you think people working at AstraZeneca should be worried?
I think, yes, in a way they should. I mean, Pfizer slightly irritated the UK government back in 2011 when it closed its Sandwich facility in Kent. That employed 2,400 people, and I think around about 1,500 lost their jobs through that. That said, though, this whole tax argument for Pfizer taking over AstraZeneca and becoming a UK tax-paying company, I mean, that's, I think, a lot based around what's called the patent box, which would help AstraZeneca and Pfizer significantly lower their tax rates by creating innovation-driven jobs in the UK, which is a very attractive place to actually work in the scientific industry.
OK, so there might end up being some political pressure to
there could be a little bit, yes.
To get this deal done. OK, James Hay, thank you very much. Now, shares in the